when we started in 2004 at Lo Mejor de la Gastronomía, we were 5, and instead of switching, restaurants, we were switching ideas and recipes, and we reinterpret the recipes with our mind and what we were thinking. After 12 years, it's like 68 restaurants around the world are participating on this event, and it's a really big thing, for one simple reason, that we show the world that it's not about competition, but it's about sharing. And as chefs, we are number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 68 of the ranking internationally, and recognized, and Michelin, and that doesn't matter. We are friends, and we want to share the restaurant. And I'm giving my restaurant to a Californian chef, or Hedone, and Michael is going to give his restaurant to me, and he's in Adelaide in Australia, as Renee is in Thailand, or Alex Atala is in Australia. So,
who is in your restaurant in Modena?
Is Christopher Kostov from Napa Valley. So it's like, it's creating a chaos. we can handle it, so that's fine. It's fine. There are 45 people there, so they can manage. So let's go to the menu. So you're gonna have the amuse-bouche, and you're gonna start with 2 things that is called coniglio alla cacciatora and borlenghi. So it's like extremely traditional, but in a very different way, different shape, because it's a macaron. The rabbit alla cacciatora is a macaron. So it's like a French way to serve a dessert at the end to close the dinner. And we did this without any sugar. And it's a classic combination from the hills south of Modena, from the Apennines, where my mom and my family is from. And on the side, you have sas ne pan sardine. I say in French, that how we are, Italian and French. We play jokes to each other all the time, because we love to play jokes with our cousins, the French. So, sas ne pan sardine is maghrib, no? Sas ne pan beef. And is my relation with art. So, serving a macaron as the rabbit alla cacciatora as a macaron is way to be ironic, to play jokes, to look at tradition in a very critic way, but not in a nostalgic one, to bring the best from the past into the future with new idea. It's like Ai Weiwei that is breaking the vase, a 2,000 years old vase, and saying, I'm not invading my past. I'm starting from here, breaking my past, to rebuild my past in a contemporary way, through a filter, through a contemporary mind. So this is exactly what we do. Actually, the sardine that looks like a sardine is a eel. So an eel inside that we use also for a broth for the first course. That is going to be lentils almost better than caviar. Is a working class hero's idea, no? Transferring emotion is our goal, and it's not about serving farm-raised lobster or a mediocre caviar, but it's about emotions that are touching the mental palate of the people. And I think a crust of Parmigiano Reggiano or a lentils or like a sardine sometimes is marked in the right hands are much more emotional than some farm-raised blah blah blah. So what we do with the eel that we use for the amuse-bouche to the opening, we create a broth, very concentrate, in which we cook the lentils. So we transform the lentils into fishy and muddy flavor, and more the lentils has the mineral flavor. So you have this kind of complete flavor that reminds you the caviar, even when you look at that. So the plate is also a reminder to Alighiero Boetti what it is and what it looks like. So it's a play. It's also a play with your eyes, that you see something and you imagine it, but at your palate it's completely different. Especially for the people who used to caviar, no? The second course is going to be Mediterranean soul. It's a classic referment of Burri, and is a 1950 artist who was burning the canvas. Actually, we rebuilt, we gave texture to the seawater, and we transformed the seawater into paper. And then we burned the paper, as Burri was burning the canvas. But we burned the paper because we want to have this like grill flavor in the palate. The sole, so we didn't know what to serve. The sole alla mugnaia, so with a little bit of creamy and lemon from Sorrento. A sole in papillote with, you know, in the paper, in the oven with olives, tomato, blah blah. Sole under salt to break in the oven and break it, open from the salt, the crust, and take it off, or grill. We put together the four preparation, and this is going to be your sole. Okay. So, third course is Gelinaz. So this was the first course we served in the first Gelina 2004. Sea scallops, apple, and mortadella. Is a plate, a recipe created by Fulvio Pierangelini at that time in the 90s. That here now, remembering the dinner I had here, that I had one of the best scallop in my life, I said, okay, let's think about that. Connect 2004. With my experience here, we're gonna bring this wild apple, and we're gonna fill with sea scallops and mortadella, and we're gonna serve in a very acidic and little bit spicy broth that is gonna finish the plate and remind the recipe that we were serving in 2004 that Pierangelini created in the 90s. So, autumn in Modena, but the autumn in London, autumn in general, is like a ceviche, no? It's the idea of traveling. You know, you have working class Euro, the first one. You have Italy seen from 10 kilometers of distance. Then you have, you know, the memory and the historic plates evolution. Autumn in Modena is like the idea of traveling with your eyes and your ears open. If you want to do contemporary cuisine, you have to know everything and forget about everything. But first of all, you have to know everything. So if you want to use a civet and a civet sauce, as Bocuse was doing 50 years ago, or salmon and acetosella, as Troagolo was doing, you have to know how to do it. Or like, and this plate is talking about fermentation and traveling in Peru, understand how they play with ceviche and acidity. So, but we didn't want to do a ceviche of something. So we did a ceviche of an idea, of a season. So we get everything from the season, like roasted chestnut, pumpkin, truffle, mushroom, porcini, everything, and we recreate a ceviche with that. And instead of doing, you know, for Italians, when I hear and I travel and I say, oh, this is a new fermentation I do. For us, it's like we have fermentation since ever. Because if you think about balsamic vinegar and how the mother fermented the must since centuries and centuries ago, it's like, for us it's something normal. Can be a fermentation of 50 years for a balsamic vinegar, or a fermentation of 5 days, like this. So we create a broth with mushroom that we fermented, and so you have this clear acidity with white truffle, black truffle, porcini, and autumn in general. Crunchy part of the lasagna, emotion. So it's like, it's me that I want to share with you my experience as a kid. So it's the experience of a kid who steals. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Modenese, people from Modena, and they didn't know I was here. So they're here by chance, from my hometown. And they know exactly what I'm talking about. When the grandmother in the Sunday of lunch is bringing the big pan of lasagna after the tortellini, the kids are fighting over the crunchy part of the lasagna. The rest, we don't care. But the crunchy part is the best. So is what I'm doing. I'm rebuilding the crunchy part of the lasagna with ragu at the bottom, with very light bechamel as this. I don't know how many of you saw the video of the New York Times. Do you see the video of the crunchy part of the lasagna? Yeah. You see, okay. So you understand what I'm talking about. Main course. This is a little bit complicated. So the main course is the concept of everything. The concept of everything. When I say what we are doing in Osteria Francescana every day, I think about me, Davide, Francesco, Alan, all the guys. We are sharing. We are putting together ideas and we create culture. It's a laboratory of ideas. And the concept of everything is one of these ideas that help us to build the sense of responsibility and the refectory all over the world. The refectory is a soup kitchen we built all over the world. To change the mind, because culture brings knowledge, open the consciousness, and from consciousness to the sense of responsibility, the step is very short. So the concept of everything is a ragu of everything, a vegetable soup of everything, a broth of everything, you know, and everything in this plate is everything. Means sometimes muller, sometimes partridge. Tonight is muller, but you have to be open to the unexpected. So you can't say I want muller, I want partridge. Tonight is muller. That is filled with bollito. So bollito misto is a classic preparation from tradition, respect tradition. Not boiled. So instead of bollito misto, but not boiled. That means is avant-garde. So I'm looking at the past in a critical way. So why do I have to boil the meat into the water? Because 1,000 years of history told me that? No, I'm not doing that. I'm a contemporary chef and I'm thinking with a critic mind. So boiling into the water, I'm boiling my chef jacket when I have to clean and get it white. But the meat has to be preserved, and the meat and the work of these farmers, heroic farmers, has to be preserved. So with bollito, not boiled. In a civet sauce. So I was talking about civet and bocuse. So the classics. As mole means traveling and transform a civet sauce in a mole, adding a little bit of criolla chocolate and infused with coffee beans. With on the side a crust of an amazing bread that they made for us here, toasted a little bit with and served with truffle, as the farmers they were doing once. So to make scarpetta. So you have to represent the sense of responsibility. Like my grandmother would say, don't throw away anything. You know, there are people that are starving. You have to eat everything, otherwise you don't leave the table. So that's the point, no? So the point is, in one plate, there's the unexpected and the relation with the hunting guys. They're bringing wild animals. Tradition, evolution, classics, contamination in a wise way, and sense of responsibility. So is I think is our most important plate we have there, right? Right, Davide? I don't know. I forgot to introduce you to Davide. That is my right hand, and he's always shy, and he's traveling with me all over the world since 12 years ago. So he came when he was 18, and you know, he never left. He's here with me. He's like my son. And so the rest we're gonna talk later, okay? So I hope you're gonna have fun and have a great dinner. Thank you very much. Just want to introduce you, my guys. Davide, my sous chef, Francesco. you treat us So one word for the service, that everyone talks about the chef and no one talks about the service. Without the service, we couldn't do it. It's great timing. We want to thank you too, guys. And but most important, we want to thank you all to be part of this event. And I'll see you next year. Maybe, I don't know, maybe in Melbourne or Tokyo or somewhere in Africa. So, thank you very much. Thank you.